Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the pre-show. I hope everybody has had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Excited to be here. Excited for Twitch to update. And we'll see how things go.
Hello, everybody.
I've got my cloud with me here. It's going to be a good stream. We got some good new information. And yeah.
Sorry about that, just sorting out my audio.
That's right. That is perfectly alright.
Got me some disc plates coming.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I suppose they had a really good sale for Black Friday, didn't they?
They had a fucking amazing sale. Like, the thing is, I've always been kind of a little bit like, should I buy disc plates or not? Because they're quite expensive for what they are. I mean, when I get them, I'm probably gonna be like, yeah, okay, now I kind of know why they're fairly expensive, because they probably look pretty stellar.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the sub.
But
3 months in a row.
Cheers, Run. Cheers, Runners.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
But yeah,
I got.
It's a case of like,
Black Friday was an interesting day for me as well. I ended up spending more than I wanted to on a single item.
oh yeah, the TV.
Yeah, I had a situation where could have replaced the TV in my bedroom with a smaller TV, but didn't really need to. But
went the opposite way.
Kind of went the other way. Replaced the one in the living room with a 82-inch, and now I'm moving the one that's currently in the living room into the bedroom when that one gets here. So, yeah. So we have, because somebody in chat here is asking, in terms of my PC, I run a Radeon 7 graphics card with a 2700 Radeon 7, or Ryzen 7, sorry. 7 and 7s, basically.
He likes seven. He likes the number 7 for whatever reason.
Yeah, at some point I gotta bite the bullet and upgrade, because I've been wanting to get a 3090, and it's been a challenge. It's been a real challenge.
Yeah, I'm on the Ryzen 5 train with the 3600 at the moment. I actually got it last. No, what was it? Was it last Black Friday? Can't remember. Couldn't have been last Black Friday. That feels far too long ago. I don't know why.
Yeah. Any idea when merging is going to happen? Hopefully soon. Like I've been pushing as hard as I can. My hope is that they have that soon.
Yeah.
86-inch myself still seems small. I feel like it's all about the space. Like there's a strong part of me that's considered going to like a projection TV, just so that you can fill the whole space.
The issue with projection though is that you end up with the fan noise from the projector that you have to kind of deal with.
True. That's one of the reasons I'm getting rid of my old TV. Is it's like a 740p plasma. And it's not that it makes too much noise; it's that it's hot, and it runs hot. So it's a friggin' space heater. And I don't need a space heater in my apartment. Like,
yeah,
it'd be nice to have a little bit higher quality on it as well. So that'll be a solid bump up. Not I'm moving the audio system that's on the current TV, keeping it with it, and I just got a new audio system as well. So I got a pretty solid deal on a Samsung one to match my TV. I got about $250 off. So that's pretty sweet set of deals for Black Friday.
Yeah, that ain't too bad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got.
Figured it was a good time to get something, you know. What were you saying?
I'm trying to hang on. I need to figure out how much it is in dollars, so you guys can kind of like be like, "Oh, okay," and not be sort of a little bit confused as how much that actually is. Yeah, so I think I probably saved on displays like deal close to $200.
Very nice. Yeah, it's a pretty solid. It's a pretty solid deal. You know.
Ended up getting, I think it was 5 displays. Really
very
cool.
Nice. Yeah, I think
you'll likely see them in the background in like subsequent shows when they actually get here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One of the things I thought was interesting was this supply chain problem actually has kind of extended into causing problems for Black Friday shipping. You know. Hey, good to see you.
Chris, saying that, like, hey.
You know,
saying that I'm having some issues with like an Amazon delivery because I had my brother send me something, and he didn't mark it down as a gift. So when it came, they were asking for the password for it. And he wasn't in a situation to be contactable. And so we kind of, you know, explained the scenario and the situation, but the guy was like, you know, obviously I think when it comes to deliveries now, they're very strict on, like, you know, the confirmation of delivery and how they confirm the delivery before they can actually hand the parcel over and stuff. So they were like, I mean, I believe you, but I can't give you the parcel. So they're going, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff with that going on. I know for me, the biggest challenge is just that I think I'm so used to getting stuff from Amazon that the 2-day shipping is just ruining me.
You know, they're going, why isn't it here now?
Yeah, well, like, you know, you put in the order and it's like, oh, estimated delivery, you know, December 10th, and it's like, I'm sorry, what? When? This online shopping thing is supposed to be instant gratification, right? Like,
so why hasn't it been beamed into my living room? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, what's even funnier is the sound system isn't until like mid-January. And it was like, I'm sorry, like, where is my sound system that it's taking that long?
Well, currently your sound system is in pieces, as in raw form in the ground. We have to dig it up first.
Yeah, we have to dig it up, smelt it, and turn it into computer components.
Yep.
Oh, good times. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting one. So I also live in a big city, so like when it comes to 2-day delivery for Prime, like I number of times can order stuff the night before and it'll get here next day. But that's just because I live I live just outside of DC, so
great when you're getting it's great when you're getting esoteric PC components, and you set up, you know, to purchase it, and the delivery date is in like a month or 2 months time because it's being shipped from China. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
literally coming out of the factory in China, being put on a boat, and it's like, yeah, the boat's gonna last a while. Like,
yeah. There was a meme I saw the other day where they had like package tracking, and it was just like a point off of the LA port. And it was like, they're probably not wrong. Like,
can you imagine that was probably what people were sort of thinking with regards to orders that they had when they suddenly realized that their orders, their expected delivery date kept on getting shifted further and further and further, and they're like, is my order on that Ever Given boat? You know?
God. Like, with the comical thing with this is that there's really no good solution. So, like, from supply chain front, there's only so many ports. They can only fit certain sizes of boats. You know, like, some people are like, oh yeah, but you could just move the boat from one to the other. And it's like, no. Like, a 22,000 SCU boat does not fit in most harbors.
Yeah, and certain canals only take certain size boats. Like, Suez Canal, yeah, fair enough, right? But if you're going other canals, there's an issue with that.
There's actually a term, Panmax, which is literally the maximum size boat that can fit through the Panama Canal, and many of the shipping container type boats are actually too big to fit.
Damn. And they're building larger ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's just madness.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's turning into actually a pretty substantial problem. You know. So Panmax refers to the max width. You can be about almost as long as you want, but there's like obviously like the locks are only so long, so still kind of a pain. If you get stuck in the Panama, you're either the locks are broken, or you've done something very wrong.
Or you went to put it in reverse and you put it into full forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
don't they have like harbor masters? I'm sure canals like the Suez Canal have like harbor masters in that kind of sort of same sense, right?
So many of them actually have like pilots that will, for insurance reasons, are basically the only ones allowed to pilot your boat over a certain size through some of the canals. And it also happens in many of the ports, like Port of Miami. You have to have a port pilot actually take your boat out, because they don't want you clipping the bridge on your way out.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Which has happened. Like,
well, the reason why they have these people isn't because of precautionary things. It's because something fucked up or someone fucked up, and they were like, okay, well, you know, for to some degree, for legal reasons, we're gonna have these dudes now.
On Ryan Roga in chat here's got a good point. They're making them bigger and bigger, and also making them to rely on fewer and fewer crew. That's actually gonna be exponentially. Exponentially is not the right word here. With the advent of Starlink and the ability for real-time control via satellite, there is a possibility that we could see driverless boats and crewless boats, basically
like drone supercargo ships,
where you have a crew bring it out, just to supervise it out. They hop in a boat, go back to the port, and the next time it's got people on it is when it's exiting international water on the other side. No need to pay the crew. It lowers the costs and all that.
Well, I mean, you say that, but like the thing that I'm thinking about is, because if you've heard some of the sort of things going on with not with SpaceX, but with Tesla recently, they're now changed, I think, some of the terms and conditions when you buy a Tesla, that you can actually Tesla actually monitor the interior of the car as well as the exterior.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people think that initial kind of reactions to that is, oh, they just want to like fucking spy on you or something.
They want to make sure you're not sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. It's because there's been incidents of Teslas like smashing into things, and it's always been a situation in court where they have to kind of say, well, the XYZ passenger or driver hadn't engaged something properly, or was asleep, or this, that, and the other, right? So they have to actually prove it in court. So now they're actually amending the terms and conditions, so they actually have the footage to be able to do that.
There used to be a device that you could purchase, and it's since been taken down from everywhere, that you attached to your steering wheel, and it basically made the sensor believe that you were holding onto the steering wheel. Which...
Yeah, I mean, people are going to make spoofing devices, right? All the fucking time, because they're dumb.
Yeah.
They don't realize that the reason why they don't want you to have spoofing devices, or they want you to have your hands on the wheel and be attentive and active, and not, for example, sleeping, is specifically because it's not, at this particular point, it's a driving assist. It's not a driving replacement.
Yes. And then, so the nice thing about, from the shipping perspective on this, where, eventually we're going to see, the driverless cargo barge. The nice thing there is that there's really not a whole lot to hit. Because, you could be off by several football fields and still miss pretty much everything in between here and China.
To some degree you're not wrong, but to some degree you're also not right, because as the Ever Given did kind of show, you can kind of fuck up, and it can prove to be an international incident when you do.
Well, that's the kind of thing that you're going to need crew on board for. But when you're out making a long passage, like the China to U.S. West Coast, that kind of thing is going to be a cakewalk. Because once you get out around Japan and into international waters,
there's not
maybe
too much
you hit Guam, Hawaii, and maybe some small sandbars. But as long as you have GPS, you should be able to avoid most of that by hundreds of miles in most cases.
I just kind of I feel for anybody who gets shipwrecked or is end up sort of marooned or something like that, and
just goes steaming by
and goes oh my god, I was saved. And it's oh no, it's all robotic and they aren't seeing me, and it just goes by. It's fuck.
One of the other shipping things I actually ran into the other day is that they're considering making long-range electric cargo container drones. So it would be a cargo container attaches into the back of this thing, flies one at a time, over, makes the hop into Hawaii, and then makes the hop over for the rest of the way. Recharging on each drop, which would be interesting. It'd still be slow as hell in comparison to the economy of scale that comes with these larger shipping boats is actually pretty crazy.
Well,
because if you think about 20,000 shipping containers on one boat, that's a big boat.
Yeah, that's the reason why they build these things larger and larger, because it's efficient for them to do so. The engines that they use are absolutely colossal, and they chug through, through fuel like it's it's going out of business. But if you break that down to container, per container per mile, sort of fuel efficiency, it's fucking ridiculously good. It beats the absolute living shit out of driving it via a truck, by several magnitudes.
Oh yeah. I realize we're talking about a topic that has nothing to do with the stream, but
we just went down the fucking rabbit hole, man. Like,
yeah, it's a fun rabbit hole to go down. So I think that's it's fun.
I was going to mention the whole Jetson unicopter thing. I don't know if you've seen this. Oh, hey, Red Life.
Yeah, the one with the blades that spin the other way instead of horizontal. They're spinning sideways and rotating, right?
Yeah, they're contra rotating. So it's basically like someone took one of the sort of like the racing quadcopter things that you can get, and basically scaled that up to the point where you can put a person inside of it. And basically went, here's our product. Thank you, thank you very much. And people are basically like going, like throwing money at it and going, take my money. So.
Just about anything void bent is worth making.
Yeah. You will find a buyer of void bent for sure.
Yeah.
Although technically,
and it's useful to wear because generally speaking, it's going to be best in slot for resistances, anyways.
Yeah. And there's apparently some cool. Is it actually? There's actually cool skins coming for void bent, or are they like just different void bent stylings?
I don't know. We will find out on that one.
Because there was some on that data mine site that we were looking at a couple of weeks ago.
I think those are more variants of the void bent itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, it's not a crazy amount of variety, and if you're looking for more like intricate builds, void bent might not be the way to go currently, but it does look like they'll be adding more different types of void bent in. So, potentially a focus variant and a other variants, basically. It'll be good.
So,
and possibly see light void bent, which would be incredible for.
Yeah.
For
so there should be a light. There should be a light and a medium and a heavy kind of thing. But it'd be interesting if instead of just having the same styling for something that is, that you roll with having heavy focus or say heavy intel. It'd be interesting if they if it changed the styling based on it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be very interesting, actually. Some other gaming news. Cyberpunk 2077 has been receiving a ton of positive reviews, as it's currently, I believe, 50% off. Yeah,
I purchased it before it came out.
Yep. So it appears to be making a comeback.
I might install it at some point, just to see how unbroken it is.
Yeah, now that you don't have to hack your computer in order to play
it. Yeah. What the fuck was going on with that?
Yeah.
If people were wondering, my computer was so old that it didn't actually have the AVX CPU instruction set, which essentially crashed the game every single time I started playing it.
Max Scriptorius with the 8 months in a row. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey,
thank you for the sub.
Hey, Max. Nice to see you, Max.
So let's see. What was there was another one. CIG has just wrapped up the Interspace Expo. And I believe they surpassed 400 million. Yes, they did. They surpassed $400 million raised.
I think there's some estimates saying that they actually surpassed 500.
Well, their official site says $417 million raised, which puts about 20 to $22 million raised during the expo over the last couple of weeks. I know several of us on our server made some upgrades to some larger ships. You
did. You did for sure. I technically today, after doing a bunch of research as to like what ships I want to, because essentially the way I look at it is, I'm kind of looking at the lifetime stuff that I have as being stuff that I can always get back for free. Whenever it crashes, whenever it dies, whatever happens to it, kind of thing, I get it back. So the way I kind of see it is, the stuff that I have that I've purchased, actually properly purchased from CIG for the game, other than obviously the game package, it is essentially my bedrock stuff that I can make money with. So I ended up buying a lifetime. Was it lifetime with the Spartan, which is the sort of APC, and then I upgraded that to a Buccaneer. I did that today.
Nice.
Because the Buccaneer is crazy. It's not like the iron that you have. It's not like the iron that you have. It's just troll easy mode. Like, you just rock up to something, just shoot at it twice, and just whatever it is explodes.
Mm-hmm. Or once, depending on the size.
Or once, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very the thing is, it's designed to be that way though. It's a capital killer. So if you're flying, if you're flying in a way that a size 7 gun can hit you, then frankly you deserve to die.
Look, it's the equivalent, right? Okay, to give people who play New World the equivalent, it's the equivalent of running around as in a light build. Or no, well, I guess running around in a medium build with like a siege ballista on you, like the maxed tiered like siege ballista, like strapped to you.
Yeah,
that's basically what you're doing.
It's pretty broken. I actually upgraded some of my larger ships as well. So I've got some of the medical gameplay ships, and I've got some of the what's being referred to as the intro capital. The Polaris is now my big one.
I personally think the Polaris is going to be fucking awesome. Like, legit.
It should be. It's going to be a lot bigger than what they've planned it to be. Just because math is a thing, and what they've promised to be on it already is frankly not going to fit in the form factor that they've presented. 28 size 10 missiles just don't fit. Like, like size 10, to give people reference, like size 10 missiles are basically like ICBMs. Like, you got to fit 28 of them on a ship, you're going to need some space.
Yeah, just a tiny little bit.
So,
yeah, I mean, we've talked to, I know that there's a lot of conversation in sort of Star Citizen at the moment that with people kind of like talking about the Odyssey and stuff, which is another one of the sort of soon TM capital ships. But yeah, I think honestly, I think the Polaris is going to be better.
Well, cool. the thing that I'm sorry, something has happened on another screen.
See, when you say something's just happened on another screen, like, I don't know whether you're just talking about like
something Twitch related happened
stuff on
another screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Twitch related. Okay, so it's not like, World War III's just sort of started or something.
Yeah, that's a strange one. It's a very, very strange one. Twitch has apparently just activated suspicious user detection on our channel.
No, what?
It's because we're so sketchy. The details are that there's apparently a user who's potentially trying to ban evade, which is an interesting thing. Just saying what's on my dashboard. So yeah, so there's obviously like a lot of like CIG is a lot of people would claim Star Citizen as a scam, and that you shouldn't back it because it's just a scam. I mean, let's be real. Like if it was a scam, it's a really bad one because they're spending all the money. Like if it was a scam, like you normally, like if you were gonna do a scam, like you get the money from people, then you don't do it. If this is a scam, they took the money, they're building the product, they're continuing to build the product and expand their staffing to what they just announced is a new 1,000, what will be 1,000 people in just outside of London.
If you want to talk about people throwing money at stuff that are scams, like legit scams, like you guys want to Google Earth 2. And I don't know. Do you know about this in any way, shape, or form?
A little bit, yeah.
So Earth 2 is essentially this grandiose idea of somebody's that they're going to recreate the entirety of the Earth, right? To scale virtually to the to the detail of real life, basically. So it is literally a virtualized version of Earth, and people are actually buying into purchasing virtual real estate in this game. Or this thing. Well, it's not a game. It's literally a fucking scam.
Yeah.
It's like you can't look at it. If you look at it very just on the surface, it kind of seems sort of a cool idea. But then you don't even have to do that much digging at all to realize that it's just one big fucking scam.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's how you do one of the things that I actually would love for Amazon to take as a lesson from CIG, Cloud Imperium Games, the guys who make Star Citizen, and you can kind of see this in the bottom screen. I know it's super small, but they have a roadmap that talks about everything that they're working on, how many teams are working on what projects, and when they're all aiming to finish. Some of these projects lead into other projects, and allow you to kind of see their plan for developing these larger features. It would be kind of cool to see something like this from Amazon in terms of like a roadmap of what's going to happen from here forward. We have a pretty good idea of the larger picture, i.e. territory expanding, new zones, new cultures, new weapons. Hopefully they add swimming. If anybody thinks there's not going to be mounts in this game, I mean, let's be real. Any game that is going to survive on microtransactions is going to have mounts because pretty mounts are a thing.
I want my dolphin mount, okay?
Yeah.
Who needs swimming when I have a dolphin mount?
And there's a ton of different options, or ton of different ways they could go with things. Like they could go to showcase something that I'm sure most people have seen by now. If I can find it. Now, this is an older version of the chart, or of the map, but
It's an older map, but it still checks out.
Yep. Now I realize that, you know, the detail on this should look familiar. Because this is the New World map. Now, this area out here is all area that they're expanding to. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, where new territories come into play, what's there, what's, you know, what's going to be added. But past this, you know, they have the option of naval combat, going between islands, going to several other islands that they want to create or you know, expand to. You know, there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, from a lore perspective, there's also, you know, a storm wall that you know, would technically be, you know, the edge of the map, but they could, you know, if they're looking for ideas on how to code people to not, like, you know, just basically go in one direction for about, you know, 15 days, rowing somewhere or taking a boat somewhere, kind of thing. Like, they've already got it in the lore. Like, there's a storm wall that is preventing people from, you know, entering, you know, safely, and there's, you know, the same thing should be preventing things from exiting, you know, inclusive of, you know, the corrupted. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's in the storyline, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a surprising, like, they have a lot of potential here. We know the next zone is above Ebonscale. So Ebonscale Reach being this area, can't really see what I'm talking about.
Just zoom.
You know,
Enhance.
yes, enhance.
Enhance.
Sir, it doesn't work that way. But this area right here is basically the new zone. This has been... there's a newer version of this map that I don't have on hand. That because it is what it is, I can't show it. But because this was out long before and put out by somebody else, I can show this one. But yeah. Because I only speak like once a week, then you're not watching the forums very well. I don't want to be that guy, but like they're pretty chatty on the forums. Now, I'm in the same boat in thinking they don't talk enough. You know,
I mean, I think there is always going to be somebody on the internet who says that they aren't talking enough, even if, like, they don't sleep and all they do is just respond to people constantly. There'll be somebody saying you don't respond enough.
Oh god, yeah, yeah.
It's the way of the world.
Yep. It's the unfortunate reality. I am keeping an eye out. There is a possibility of getting patch notes tonight, but
yeah, we generally
there hasn't been the normal. There hasn't been the normal, like, signal.
Yeah,
we haven't gotten the feedback that it's coming. So
normally there's rumblings to some degree.
Yeah. Deployed the dongers for patch notes. Oh, that brings up a whole nother thing. And I know I've talked about this on the last several shows, or at least during the pre-shows. League of Legends Arcane has basically ignited the willpower of gaming companies to just run with it. Like, basically, it's proof positive that this is not a cursed thing. You can make a video game series into an actual TV show and do it well. You just have to take the time and do it well. And Arcane is a phenomenal example of taking the appropriate amount of time, taking the right lore at the right time to launch what is, like, if they keep the quality level to where it is it is going to be 7 seasons in a movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the thing is, like, that's a good example of, you know, a franchise, kind of like a iconic kind of characters and that kind of thing, sort of making the jump to, you know, to mainstream sort of television, or, you know, Netflix, that kind of thing, rather successfully without really too much, you know, without changing it too much, right?
mm-hmm.
You are generating kind of sort of storylines and that kind of thing. Fair enough. But it's been a lot. I mean, there has been a lot of failed attempts, but there's also been a lot of other kind of attempts that you know, have kind of worked out quite well. One of them being The Expanse, and I think a lot of people will be like, "Hey, The Expanse wasn't actually a game in any way, shape, or form." It actually kind of was. It started off as a pen and paper like game that the creators, the co-writers, created, and that was generated after. I think it was generated. The game was generated as a sort of pen and paper game, essentially from what is it, like a brainstorming session for a new MMO. And
Yes.
the idea was that they wanted to they were helping a friend out who was being asked by a company to create some sort of an expansive universe for a new MMO that was to be something equivalent to EVE Online. And so they kind of generated this kind of game, this universe, in this pen and paper kind of styling in order to create characters, you know, and flesh out this sort of, like, you know, this sort of world. And that ultimately ended up creating the universe that, you know, the Expanse series of books, as well as the series on, you know, I think it started on SyFy, and then it went to Prime TV.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where that came
I
from.
think there was a story about this. I want to say it was Bezos liked The Expanse so much that he bought it just so that he could see the series finished out.
Yeah, because SyFy basically got to like a sort of a third the way through. I think it was like season 2 or something, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're just going to cancel it." And I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, in the way that SyFy, you know, that the channel does constantly. Classic one that they decided to kill was Firefly as well. People, you know, there's people who know and love that series, myself included.
Yeah, they didn't do it justice with the movies, and at this point, it's, as much as I would love them to bring the cast back together, it's just not going to happen.
No, I remember seeing the movie first, and I was like, "My God, all of these actors and all of the characters that these actors are playing have so much like chemistry between each other just in this single film." And I was like, "How the fuck did they do that?" And then I realized, oh wait, yeah, it's because they've been doing like a full series together. Like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense now.
There's been some really questionable calls when it comes to canceling series. You know, and then like you jump the fence to like Netflix, where Netflix will fucking greenlight anything for at least a season or 2.
They're literally like, "Do you have an idea? Yes. Here's some money." I didn't even tell you what the idea is.
Doesn't matter.
That's fine. That's completely fine by me. I actually didn't have an idea. I just said yes. Well, that's all right. Make up an idea. There you go, and there's some money for you. That's how Netflix works.
Yeah. It's always funny to watch like what shows get a second season, what ones don't. Because there's a lot of them out there that like are phenomenal concepts, and they have a great set of actors, and they have the build up right. Like another was the Dresden Files. Was another, like, not to pick on SyFy too much here, but like, you know, they've had their fair share of canceled shows, just like Fox canceling stuff way ahead of time for no reason, without letting it grow. Like, yeah,
I'm fine with bashing SyFy.
yeah,
Although to be fair, they did greenlight the shows initially, so you can't
true.
you can't be too hard on them because they did actually bring those into existence to some degree. So
Yes. In SyFy related news, for those that don't know, Amazon purchased MGM.
oh yes, yeah,
Which comes with a whole boatload of intellectual property, and one of those being the entirety of the Stargate universe. So that
MGM
could get
being-
interesting.
MGM being Metro Goldwyn Mayer, by the way.
Yes, yes. And they of course have, you know, tons of other stuff that they have in their repertoire, including like James Bond and all of that. But yeah, the nice thing about Discord is you don't have to actually download it. It works in your browser. But in that case, I will actually give you guys the file here.
You know what? I think we found a Stargate fan.
Yeah, I think we located the Stargate fan. Yeah. I have watched all of them, all of the every bit of Stargate content that is out.
You know, the weirdest thing in Stargate was when the two main kind of two main heroines of Farscape. I can't remember who they're called, what their actor names are, but they suddenly showed up as being like, you know, the mains of Stargate SG-1. I was like, when the fuck did that happen? I missed that boat.
Yeah, they kind of slid them in, didn't they? I'm trying to find the right channel where these are hidden.
I was wondering whether it was like some kind of weird crossover, and then it was like, okay, they're in more than one episode. What's going on here?
Yeah, no, they end up changing out a lot of the cast for other, because I mean, like, the show goes for quite a long time. Apologies, guys. I'm looking for this map. Oh, it's literally in the folder called Maps. Go figure.
You're trying to think ahead of yourself, going like, oh no, I wouldn't put it in Maps. That's too obvious.
Atlantis is by far the best. Atlantis is by far the best.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, there's very little debate. Like, if anybody ever told you like Universe, tops of the list, then like clearly they watched Universe first. And or, you know, have a head injury. Because yeah, it's nowhere near as good as the others. And it was designed as like a reboot for the series, but it just ended up being
oh dear God.
Wow.
Yeah, don't use that. Damn. What the fuck's going on with that? I think we need to set it to good God. Yeah, well
yeah. So,
see, you can just do that.
Unfortunately, I've had to change the chat to sub only.
Sorry about that, guys.
McLeod, can you edit our bot or our auto mod for nuking the obvious?
see what I can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the kind of interesting things that I found was really one of those things that really entertained me was when it came to Stargate Atlantis versus the others is like the Stargate Atlantis always had a bit of like comedic, like some good comedic breakpoints, and a lot of it revolved around Rodney McKay, and he like the guy who played him, David Hewitt, like was just fucking perfect at that stuff.
Oh god, yeah. Like he plays the perfect like cocky scientist.
Yeah.
Like it's too good. I again, chat, I apologize. We did have to change it to sub only as we're trying to clear the botting problem here. For those that don't know, obviously chat is not as active as you would expect a channel that has 1,200 people watching. The reason for this is that we are embedded, which is a feature that Twitch supports and actually promotes, and not only all of that, but they actually use themselves via their front page. Yeah. Oh yeah, emote only would have been a good choice too. Yeah. I can't. The thing is, I can't run both at one. Like, here's something that my issue with Twitch is I can't run both of those at one time. Like, it'd be great to run emote only and sub chat, so like subs can chat and then everyone else can emote.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. But
yeah, I feel kind of bad because like we do rely on new viewers and all of that. Yeah.
I'm just checking. I'm checking Stream Elements as well as Streamlabs to see which language or which word bot is better for this real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry about the wait, guys.
Yeah. I think our normal mods are they online? I actually haven't checked today. Yeah, okay. Crown's online, McLeod's here, so it's just a matter of,
I'm just it's
adding
a matter of
adding certain things to the list of auto remove.
It's one of those things that we don't generally tend to have to like touch it that much, so yeah. But it's all good. Well, and thank you very much for all the follows, by the way, guys. We do see them, and we do. It is great. It does help a lot.
Absolutely.
Cloudbot. There we go.
This does mean that our follows dash because we normally leave it in follower only chat. It was in follower only chat before, right?
It was right, first time viewer. It was first time viewer chats.
Yeah, but was it follower only or was it?
Should I don't know.
Oh well, either way, it's a good time. I've got a lot of hopes.
It should work if you unfuck it.
So now you'll find
the phrase. It's a button. You just click the button again.
I mean, you say that, but
there you go. You see. By the way, just so you guys know, we do not condone using a VBot program because that is just fucking terrible.
I don't know if followers only was set. But it is now.
It should be. Yeah, it should definitely be.
Yep. So we've disabled the subscriber only, and if bots continue to be a problem, which
I'm poised at the sort of configure kind of side of things. So like, Yeah,
basically
should be able to
just
sort it out
add
with-
whatever phrase they start spamming to the
I
auto ban.
I got it. I got you.
You got this. Yep.
I got it.
Apologies, everybody. I'm happy that didn't happen during.
This is why we do a pre-show, because we catch all of these shit in the pre-show.
Bait him out before the big stuff happens.
Exactly. Our first rodeo.
Yep, absolutely. So we're just about 4 minutes short of starting the actual show, and I'm gonna run a poll because I'm curious what you guys think.
You brave man, you. Is this only because you saw the option to be able to do a poll and was like, I should do one of those?
Yeah, it was one of the buttons that I was hovering over.
It's like, I'll do that, shall I?
So we're gonna set for 2 minutes, and like our pre-show content ends up being this like random collage of stuff. But I'm curious what you guys think about running a variety show talking about gaming and other just kind of general, gaming news and other just fun news type stuff.
I mean,
that's
I've done
something
it. Like,
you guys might also
cool.
be interested in.
And you can always do like a spin on that kind of thing. It doesn't need to be some just generic, like, this is what's happened in gaming news this week kind of thing. Like, there's so many different ways that you can do it, like and approach it, sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of like Attack of the Show, like basically, but pretty much what we've been doing here, where we kind of bounce off a topic, talk about it for a little while, have some fun with it, roll into talking about, Amazon acquiring MGM and the possible impacts for the Stargate universe, or like talking about Star Citizen for a little while, talking about Cyberpunk 77. Basically be a little bit more trustworthy than IGN can be. Not to throw shade at IGN, but
they're journalists first and foremost, rather than gamers, and I think that it really, really shows when they, are asked to do gaming in some way, shape, or form.
That's a high bar right there. Almost as cute as Olivia Munn. Oof. You guys are doing wonders for my ego. I'm gonna ride that feeling for a while.
Nice.
Oh, good times. Interesting. So the poll came out as yes, with 93%.
That's nice.
Very cool.
Be pretty cool. Yeah. Like the only concern that I have with that is when I'm actually doing the editing stuff for the pre-show and the regular show, the main show, to go up on YouTube. And yes, we do have a YouTube, and yes, I do post the pre-show and the full show separately on our YouTube. Is when I'm doing the chapters, it's kind of easy-ish to do the chapters on the main show, because we have a set show kind of structure that we generally tend to stick to. Generally, I'm not emphasizing that because you kind of like threw that out a little bit like last week, but yeah, typically,
I mean,
we do. That
would be fair if you did, like.
But like the pre-show. The pre-shows are always one of those things where I actually have to watch it again to be able to figure out what the hell we were talking about, because I have no structure whatsoever as to what the hell we were talking about.
Oh yeah, well, we bounce all over the place from them. Yeah,
but I do like the naturalistic kind of side of that. Like, I was just like randomly talking about things. Anyway,
absolutely. Like I feel like there's a lot of fun content that is out there that I'd love to talk about, and that there's plenty of opportunity to talk about. And of course, now that we've got an audience that is asking for it in terms of saying yes, we should do it. Keep an eye on our Discord. I think we're going to venture down this path sooner rather than later. So with that, it's 7 o'clock. So let's kick things off into the actual show. So we'll be right back.